Woolly mammoth. So this is a large, furry elephant-like animal. Well, not really an elephant, but kind of looks like one. It has a massive long tusk which is curved and could grow up to 3.5 meters. They were covered in long, thick fur, which helped them survive in the cold Ice Age environments where they're mostly found. They commonly lived in groups and mostly migrated from place to place. Despite being massive, these creatures mainly feed on grass. So yeah, they're basically harmless to humans. But sadly, they went extinct about 4,000 years ago due to climate change and human hunting. Dodo. Imagine being so delicious that your entire existence is being wiped on by your predators. Yeah, that's basically how these species went extinct. The dodos were ancient pigeons that lived about 4 million years ago. One day, they migrated to an island close to an Indian Ocean called the Mascarene Plateau. And due to the island being free from predators, the dodos became so comfortable with the environment, and because of this, they grew larger and larger in size, becoming so big that they lost their ability to fly. But that wasn't all, as this also made them lose their sense of danger, meaning they could even see a lion and wouldn't flinch. Obviously. This also means they would be more vulnerable if they got attacked. But it's fine, because as long as their island remains hidden, they should be safe, right? Well, not entirely, as now some European sailors visited the island with a large number of predators like rats, monkeys, pigs, and many more which fed on both the dodos and the eggs, making it much difficult to repopulate. Also due to man activities like deforestation, the dodos got more exposed to predators and also lack of food supply. The dodos were all wiped out. Megalodon. You see, for many years this large shark was actually the ocean's ruler. Not just an ocean ruler, but one who literally feed on larger marine mammals like whales, sharks, and many others. The megalodon stands around 60 to 70 feet long and weighs about 30 metric tons. This shark existed about 23 to 3.6 million years ago and was also spread across different locations around the world. They are mostly found in tropical waters, which are average in temperatures. Megalodon is closely related to modern sharks, especially the great white shark. Both belong to the same order, Lamniformes, but Megalodon was much larger. Although the two species share a similar body shape, the Megalodon's larger size, more powerful bite, and greater predatory capabilities distinguish it from the great white. The extinction of Megalodon, around 2.6 million years ago, is likely due to a combination of factors. Climate change cooled ocean waters, reducing its habitat. A decline in prey, such as large marine mammals, and competition from more efficient predators like killer whales also contributed. Passenger pigeon. The passenger pigeon was a bird species native to North America, primarily known for its remarkable size and massive flocks. They traveled in huge numbers with hundreds of thousands of pals. When roosting or nesting, it was common for so many birds to perch on a tree that the branches would snap under their combined weight. Sometimes birds would even perch on top of each other just for a place to sleep. This strength in numbers was their main defense against predators like foxes, weasels, hawks, and wolves. They also worked together to raise their young and to find food like nuts, seeds, and berries. So when humans started cutting down forests to plant crops, pigeons would mostly go after those grains too. And as you might guess, that made them pretty unwelcomed by farmers. But then, humans started hunting these pigeons for food, and it wasn't really hard to get these birds, as they regularly fly at low heights and move as a flock. Hunters could literally swing a stick and get some of these birds. This made humans start using them for commercial feeding. But once their flock numbers dipped too far, the situation got dire. By 1900, the only surviving birds lived in zoos across the Midwest. And on September 1st, 1914, the last captive passenger pigeon, named Martha after Martha Washington, died at the age of 29. Saber-toothed tiger. The saber-toothed tiger, also known as Smilodon, was a large predatory cat that lived during the Pleistocene epoch, roughly between 2.5 million and 10,000 years ago. Its most iconic feature was its long, curved canine teeth, which could grow up to 7 inches long. These teeth were used to pierce the throats of large prey, delivering a fatal blow. It was not as fast as modern big cats, but it was strong and capable of ambushing prey. It mostly feeds on mammals like bison, mastodons, camels, and other prehistoric creatures. Smilodon was larger than most modern cats, with some species growing up to 11 feet in length, including the tail, and weighing as much as 600 pounds for the largest species, which is crazy if you ask me. The saber cat went extinct around 10,000 years ago, possibly due to a combination of climate change at the end of the Pleistocene epoch and the extinction of many large herbivores that it relied on for food. Tyrannosaurus. A Tyrannosaurus rex is a dinosaur with powerful jaws and sharp teeth. It's also that famous dinosaur with curved and short hands. It was likely an apex predator, mostly preying on other large dinosaurs and possibly scavenging carcasses, meaning that it feeds on the remains of other animals or eats decomposing plant or animal matter. It was about 40 feet long and up to 12 feet tall at the hips. It also weighed up to 9 tons. The T-Rex also had extremely good senses of vision, smell, and healing, but luckily or sadly, they went extinct approximately 66 million years ago at the end of the Cretaceous period, likely due to the asteroid impact that caused the mass extinction event. This event drastically altered the climate and led to the extinction of many species, including T-Rex. The golden toad. The golden toad is an extinct species of toad that was native to the cloud forests of Costa Rica, particularly in the Monteverde region. It was known for its striking, vibrant coloration. Adult males were bright orange or gold, while females were a more subdued color, often green or yellowish. It was kind of a small toad, with males typically growing to about 4 centimeters in length and females a bit larger. It's mostly found in the tropical cloud forests in high areas, about 1,200 meters or 3,900 feet, in Costa Rica. The region had a unique climate, with high humidity and cooler temperatures, which were necessary for the toad's survival. The species was first discovered in 1966 by biologists and gained attention due to its striking appearance. It was considered a symbol of the biodiversity found in the Monteverde cloud forests. The golden toad became famously associated with the phenomenon of amphibian decline, with the last confirmed sighting of the species being in 1989, after which it was declared extinct. Its extinction is believed to be largely due to climate change, particularly a warming trend that affected the cloud forests, combined with the spread of a deadly fungal disease called chytridiomycosis, which has decimated amphibian populations worldwide. Irish elk. The Irish elk was a type of giant deer that lived thousands of years ago, actually, and despite its name, it wasn't just found in Ireland. Yeah, it lived across Europe and parts of Asia. It was one of the biggest deer ever, standing as tall as a horse. One of the most amazing things about the Irish elk was its antlers, as they could grow up to 12 feet wide and weigh over 80 pounds. These antlers were used to impress other elk and fight for mates, but they were also heavy, which may have made life harder for the elk. The Irish elk was a herbivore, meaning it only ate plants. It loved grass, leaves, and small plants that grew in open areas. Because of its size, it needed a lot of food every day. However, scientists believe the Irish elk disappeared for a few reasons. First, the Ice Age ended, and forests replaced the open grasslands where it lived. That made it harder to find food. Secondly, its giant antlers may have been too much of a burden. And finally, early humans may have hunted them. Giant sloth. The giant sloth was one of the most incredible creatures of the Ice Age. Yes, I mean, imagine a sloth so big that it was taller than a grizzly bear. This was the giant sloth, a real creature that walked the earth thousands of years ago. But how did it live, and why did it disappear? Well, you see, the giant sloth was actually one of the massive, slow-moving animals from the Ice Age. They walked on all fours but could also stand on its hind legs to reach food high in the trees. Even though it was massive, the giant sloth was a gentle giant. It ate leaves, fruits, and plants. And because of its size, it needed a lot of food to survive. Unlike today's tree sloths, this one lived on the ground. It could grow up to 20 feet long and weigh over 4 tons, about as much as an elephant. It had huge claws, but don't worry, it was a plant eater. It used its claws to pull down branches and defend itself from predators like saber-toothed cats. However, the giant sloth was believed to have disappeared for 2 main reasons. Number 1 was actually their inability to find food due to the climate change after the Ice Age. Secondly, early humans may have greatly hunted them for food and fur, causing their numbers to get smaller over time until they were gone forever. Titanoboa. Before anacondas and pythons, the Titanoboa was actually one of the most massive snakes in history that lived around 60 million years ago, after the dinosaurs went extinct. It was found in what is now South America. However, unlike today's snakes, the Titanoboa was as long as a school bus and could literally swallow anything as big as a crocodile. Crazy, right? Yeah. Ranking as one of the top predators, the Titanoboa could be found in swamps and rivers, where it hunted giant fish, turtles, and even crocodile-like creatures. And another insane thing about this animal is that it didn't use venom. Like an anaconda, it squeezed its prey until it couldn't breathe, then swallowed it whole. However, this creature's existence was threatened by nature itself, as the hot temperature, which the snake preferred and naturally thrived in, slowly became more cold, leading to extreme discomfort in the surroundings. And over time, Titanoboa disappeared, leaving behind only fossils. Moa. The moa is another big bird, generally found in New Zealand. This one is of 9 different species, with each of them having their own unique traits, from the smaller ones being the little bush moa to the largest being the giant moa. These birds can grow up to 10 feet tall, the size of a basketball hoop. The moa were generally considered herbivores, with their long necks adapted for reaching into high trees to feed. This also helped them seek out predators from afar, and just like the dodos, these birds were also flightless, which made them also kind of vulnerable to danger. They went extinct due to the arrival of humans in New Zealand around the 13th century, and as you could guess, they were also hunted for meat and eggs. Together with their habitat destruction, all contributed to their inevitable demise. Yeah, we humans really do cause a lot of problems, don't we? The western black rhinoceros. This is a subspecies of the black rhino, which once roamed the African savanna. They were mostly known for their distinctive horns, which sold for a massive price. Despite these guys looking quite massive, up to 3,000 pounds, they were generally herbivores. However, that didn't stop the poachers from trying to steal their horns. The rhinos lived for over 2.6 million years, and the last sighting was in 2006 in Cameroon's northern province. But as of 2011, they were officially declared extinct by the IUCN. The Caspian tiger. This is one of the largest tiger species ever known. They were apex predators and played a crucial role in maintaining the ecosystem balance. Though they went extinct around 20 years ago, they used to be one of the rarest tigers, with unique fur that helped them blend into the surrounding area. Their range spread across Asia, and these tigers could grow to about 1.8 meters in length and weigh up to 240 kilos. They were often given nicknames like the mighty cat, for example, and they were incredible swimmers. But sadly, they died off because so much of their land was turned into farmland, and they eventually just ran out of room. Unfortunately, the Tasmanian tiger. The Tasmanian tiger was a carnivorous marsupial that lived in Tasmania, Australia, and New Guinea. It looked like a dog with a slim body and had dark stripes across its back and tail, which is why it's called a tiger. It hunted at night, mostly alone, and ate animals like small kangaroos and birds. Fun fact, it's not actually a tiger or a dog, even though it seemed like it. Also, it carried its young in a pouch, just like how kangaroos do. But sadly, it went extinct by 1936, mainly because humans hunted it, destroyed its habitat, and brought diseases. Although there have been reports of sightings, no one has found proof that it still exists today.